So going into this, we're going to be starting to the top right-hand side of the map. With our blue Terran player, it is KeeN, coming into his second match of the day, and hoping for a victory. If he doesn't win this, he's actually in a bit of a tough spot. MacSed currently 0-2 in the group. If KeeN loses this, I don't know, this is actually a really weird spot, like. So currently, if KeeN loses this, MacSed's 0-2. If KeeN loses this, MacSed would be 1-2, KeeN would be 0-2, then he would have to beat Rush Crazy. I mean, there's a lot of different ways this can go, so we'll sort of talk about the kind of the way the group is looking after this series. That's probably going to be the best time for us to try and figure that out. So, yeah. Anyways, we set on up into this best of 3 and wait to see exactly what's going to be going on. Look to see what sort of direction each of these players are going to be taking. Probe comes in, just delivers some minerals into this Nexus. And you've seen the simulator coming down here as well. So the simulator drops on down in this main base. Natural expansion starting to come up as well. And we just waiting to see what happens.
Game paused.
Expansion from both here early, but a little bit of lag from MacSed will cause a pause. It's one of those days, man, like, one of those days I keep, just running out of things to say. I don't know what it is. Not great when we are planning to do more series after the Leifeng Cup today as well. As the Leifeng Cup ends, we will bring you guys coverage from the SGL Cup 6, Group D, which took place on Friday. We're going to cast for you guys Solar, Hero, Dark, and MacSed in that group. It's going to be another 6 best of 3s, and that's going to come in as soon as our Leifeng Cup coverage finishes. So 2 more best of 3s in the Leifeng Cup, and we'll do 6 best of 3s
Game resumed.
over in the SGL from replays, but still really good games. I mean, as long as you don't read the Wikipedia and you didn't watch the Chinese stream or the Russian stream, then it's pretty much as good as watching live. So, you know, that's going to be coming up as well. That happens from, well, basically we'll take like 10 minutes after Leifeng Cup ends and we'll get going almost right away. Sorry, excuse my cough. Let me mute a second while I cough. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Apologies. Stargate coming up then, so we're going to see a Stargate base opening from MacSed, which is obviously a little bit different. We've seen a lot of time Twilight Robo today in the PVT from stats, going into fast blink and so on. So the Stargate's a nice little difference here. I mean, very standard play would just be get the Oracle. If you go into some Phoenix as well, Phoenix is very good at denying early game aggression for the most part, so sort of depends what exactly MacSed's goals are going to be in this game. You know, does he really want to try and be the kind of guy who is just going to shut down everything and be fantastic, or does he just want the one Oracle to harass a bit while he sets up into everything else he's going to need for the rest of the game? Starport is going to be finishing up for KeeN, who is just going into a siege tank super early on, so it's a super early push going to come in from KeeN here. Going to be Marine Tank Medevac moving across the map very, very, very early on in this game. So we're going to be setting up towards that. A couple of Marines just popping out again from this racks and continuing to get ready to roll. Wouldn't mind on the way out now as well. And that Medevac about halfway done. So Medevac about halfway done. Yeah, aggressive attack coming in very shortly. Now the question will be, what is going to be in position to deal with this this Oracle? Did he cancel the tank? He actually cancelled the tank and builds a Widowmine instead. That's super weird. Why would he cancel the tank when it's so far along? He's got so much gas now in the bank as well, which he's just not going to use. I mean, does he just really feel as though he needs the Widowmine in time? I mean, the Widowmine hasn't even done anything yet, and he's still going to push the Oracle away, so I don't know. I'm not sure. The tank's a little bit of a weird cancel. If anyone has any reasons behind that in the chat, I'd love to hear them, because that's a very weird kind of decision. Cancel the siege tank and then build the Widowmine. When it was so far built as well, you know, like, you know, you can sort of understand it in some situations, but in this one, he was so far built, it really kind of achieved nothing to kind of cancel it there. Nothing at all. We've seen these two Oracles just going to be looking to see what's up as these units are going to get set to go in towards the natural in a moment or two. Get ready to pick off a few of these workers. So just getting ready to move on in and see what's up. Revelation will just go down there instead and sees enough units there to defend, so he just decided to just pull back because of that. So Pulls back here. Phoenix on the way up. Are you interested? I mean, starting to go into Phoenix place. He's got one. He's going into a second. So he is going to commit into this to some extent. Going into a few Adepts as well. It's going to play like a Phoenixy Adepty sort of comp for now. And I guess Resonating Clairs will be his first Twilight Council upgrade. As see the third Nexus dropping down here from MacSed. So the Nexus drops down and just gets set up onto this as we speak. Second Phoenix coming into play as well here now from our Pros player. 2 Oracles, 2 Phoenix, all just joining on up. Back at home we do see a couple of debuffs just being lowered here, a couple of medevacs on the way out, and the siege tank will finish very shortly as well. Stimpak is continuing to roll on in. Stimpak continue to set up here right now as well. There's a few Marines going to come forward. They're going to get rid of 1 Oracle and now a second as well, taking a lot of damage. Doesn't go down, but is pushed back. And of course, I mean, pickoffs like that just to deny MacSed from further map vision. As we're going to be seeing RoboBay finishing up here. The Adept will finish very soon as well. Just walking in kind of extra units, and there's the Forge. Still no Twilight Council. I mean, obviously he's very focused on other things than kind of Twilight upgrades. But man, I mean, Twilight upgrades are so useful to any sort of composition. You know, whatever you have is generally going to have gateway units in it. And those Twilight upgrades are all pretty essential for the gateway units. So, just going to be seeing these Adepts just gathering up together. Scan comes down, and a few Marines just kind of backing away in towards the natural expansion a little bit. Pulling back over here just slightly. And now with 3 tanks, looks as though KeeN might feel as though he wants to push out. No Stimmer combat shields for a while though. And if he takes about a minute to push here, they will be finished up in time though. So, depends how long. I mean, it is Overgrowth, so it's not that large of a map to attack on. But it depends if he does a lot of back and forth, if he stops on a watchtower or so. We shall see very, very shortly. The big benefit is that he should be in position by the time his Stim combat shields finishes, so if he holds off onto a fight until then, he can then very quickly utilize it as soon as it's set to go. Looks like he's just going to pressure towards the center of the map and then back away to some extent though. Just looking around, general scouting more so than really looking to kind of just walk across and just attack into whatever. He's just going to make sure that he has what he needs. So we have the Marines and tanks just joining up, and a few medevacs overhead still. You can see this Stimpak about to finish up, combat shields as well. He doesn't end up attacking, just holding back and allowing his opponent to do as he wishes. I mean, Colossi are on the way up here as well, by the way. We see the second Colossus now being built, and the +1 attack coming in also. Another revelation from this Oracle, which again got low earlier but did not go down. And so information continues to be gained by our Protoss player, continues to look around the map, sees what's happening. Always good stuff for him as these Adepts again ready to shade on top of this army. Are they going to go for it? Well, probably not. The rest of the army is too far back. It slows us down a little bit, forces the Liberators at least to siege. Not the tanks, but the Liberators. And some things we're going to be seeing. Tanks aren't going to now start sieging as we move in towards the third base. And a lot of these tanks sieging up again. A couple of shots going off, already taking the shields off of a good couple of Adepts there. Now obviously these Phoenix are going to try and get rid of the Liberators, but that's not going to happen too easily, although at the same time the Marines can't defend too easily. It's not the best of positions for them at the moment. Widowmine's coming into the fray as well. It's a very scary army, difficult army for MacSed to engage into. He's going to go for it though. Widowmines are going to go off quite drastically all over the Adepts, which means they just absolutely melt and disintegrate. At the same time, I think KeeN, well, he just has so much. He'll start moving in towards the Colossi now as well. The tanks target firing Colossi down also helps. You can just see those Colossi die super quickly. GG, KeeN takes game number 1 of the best of 3. Solid macro play, solid engagement, knew what he was. Why have 1 stream sponsor when you can get 2? We never had stream sponsor before, now we've got 2 of them, guys. 2 of them. Want a white silver ball. Alright. I can do that. I will write your name on it right now, and you will go on the tree after this game. Resub ×4. Lovely. Is gold going to work? Oh, my gold pen is going to work. That's nice. The gold pen looks good. Especially on the silver, actually. But usually my gold pen doesn't work for some reason. It doesn't work as well as my other pens. Alright, Faith, your bauble's ready to go. Your bauble is set. Lib, show yours on the tree. Lib, you still need to tell me what color you need. What color bauble you want. Because you resubbed yesterday, right? It was 9-month resub yesterday. Let me, tell me what color bauble you want and I'll put it on. I didn't put it on just yet, so if you let me know, I will sort it out. So top left-hand side of Echo, up 1 game, it is KeeN, our blue Terran player. And he's going to be playing against the yellow Protoss player to the bottom right-hand side of the map. It is MacSed from Invictus Gaming. So yeah, let me know what color bauble you want, Faith, and I'll add you on, because I know your resub came in yesterday, which is obviously still in December, so we'll get that fixed up and sorted for you. Sweet. Taco Stuff is going to subscribe. Thank you very much, Taco Stuff, for subscribing. Get some STI hearts in the chat, please, for Taco Stuff. Usually, he is a cheering monster, cheering throughout the stream, consistently. As we're going to be seeing this SCV just coming down to the bottom right and having a little bit of a scout around to see what's up and what is going on. Thank you very much for the sub, Taco Stuff. You also get a bauble in the tree. Let me know what color bauble you want, and I will add you on again. It's either kind of white/silver, glittery silver, shiny green, or kind of matte green. Thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Let's see some love in the chat, please, guys. And very quickly, last question I'm going to answer for the chat here before we talk about this Stargate-based opening and the extra barracks coming down from KeeN. I'm just very quickly going to say answer to Hubsaya, who's asking, do all of these games go straight to YouTube? Unfortunately, they don't go straight to YouTube. They go up in the next week or so. We just upload twice a day, and we just have like a little bit of a backlog right now of matches to upload. So we've got a little bit of a backlog of matches we have to upload, of matches for you guys to kind of watch. So it's just going to be another week or so before these matches get up there, just because we've had so many great games recently that need to go up on the YouTube. So last question, and now we can focus up on the game. I mean, it's 3 minutes in. Nothing too crazy though. I mean, Stargate opening again, very similar to the last game. Very similar to the last game, so very similar so far. And we just set up onto this and see what's going to happen. Wait to see what will take place. Now, the big difference is KeeN has gone up to 3 racks here, so he's going to be super kind of high on bio and bio count in the early stages, so he will be able to be a lot more aggressive with that. And we'll see if that's something he can really utilize to his advantage and do something pretty fun with. As we're going to be seeing this Reaper just going to be moving down towards the bottom right-hand side. This Oracle getting in towards the upper left. We'll be flying in momentarily, and we'll begin to kind of take down a few of these Marines. So we'll get ready to take down a few of these Marines, as we have already a few Marines just coming on in. Oracle does back away slightly, and a couple of extra gates coming up as well right now. There's a couple of extra gates coming up. Going to be seeing crossplay. I mean, past the Oracle, just going super standard. Second Oracle coming across. Rubber facility, and again, more or less the exact same as we saw in game number 1 from our Protoss. Now, how does this kind of line up against the timings that the Terran player has available to him? Well, it sort of depends what exactly KeeN aims to do. I feel as though what could be very powerful is maybe if KeeN was to attack with a whole bunch of Marines early, as Stim and +1 finishes, for example, without any medevacs. I feel as though that could be pretty powerful to maybe punish some of the Stargate open and just utilize those early units and upgrades. Alternatively, KeeN sort of sits back and waits for combat shields in his medevacs, in which case, I mean, it's just a super standard game. Like, the timing wouldn't be that fast anymore, so be like a little bit faster, but it should still be plenty of stuff out on the map to defend with from MacSed's point of view. We've seen this Oracle's coming in and just dropping a Revelation there momentarily as well. Dropping the Revelation, allowing him to just, have a little bit of a spot on where those units are. So he does have a good pre-warning system in place if these units start to move down to the bottom right-hand side. Now you see a Phoenix is moving up through the center, so again, this got a little bit of a Phoenix play. Like, yeah, that's one. He's got a second one coming up. We didn't really get to see them do too much in the last game. You know, they sort of just hung around with the Oracles, but didn't really do much substantial at all. So maybe this time around, in the engagement, I mean, they did come in, they lifted a few tanks during the fight. It didn't matter because KeeN still ended up winning the fight, but definitely had a pretty major role there, trying to take down some of the main DPSing units of the Terran player that are very scary for the Protoss player to kind of fight against in a straight-up engagement. So that's all good. I'm just going to be seeing these probes just kind of coming back. And the third Nexus is going to be coming up here as well. Chronobus will go down on the Nexus and continue to set on up into this. There's the Robo facility coming in as well. The first squad Cyclone coming up into play. Ooh, he's going to find an Oracle kill. Nice little play by KeeN. And another nice little play by KeeN. This was actually really beautiful there. As the Marines out over here, it means he can pick off 2 Oracles without really much issue at all. There's 2 Oracles getting picked off right there. I'm just going to be seeing these couple of Phoenix being pushed back. And it's just going to be these few units just sort of moving around right now. So a couple of Phoenix moving around. Going to be seeing this probes continue to pop out on the third Nexus. I'm just going to be seeing a Marine coming in over this side as well. Again, just little bits and pieces. Really passive though still. I mean, the Oracle's obviously got taken down, but apart from that, like, KeeN isn't really attacking. He's not really looking to overextend at any point early on. And he's just really looking quite good. I love that little move against the Oracles though. Like, one set of Marines to the left, one set of Marines to the right, coming in, shooting the Oracles down. That was really cute. I really like that. As you see, the armory is going to be finishing up here very shortly for KeeN. His +1 armor is on the way as well, taking him into a 1-1 upgrade lead against the Protoss player as he moves forwards now. It's going to be difficult with only Marines though to really do much against this army, because the Colossus will do a pretty decent amount against the Marines. Hasn't been buffed yet, isn't going to be super ridiculous, but it will still do enough to really be kind of scary in the next few minutes of this. Zealot and Sentry warp in towards the third base, and again, KeeN just moving around the map for now. Just very happy to actually just wait until the Liberators come into the fray as well. So continue to set up in towards this. And as we're going to be seeing this group of Marines and the Medevacs going to be freezing up over here. That was my PC, guys, I think. So let me just double quick check something super quick. Okay. We just had a mini crash then, guys. Sorry for that. Welcome back. Better a mini crash than a complete freeze, though, so that's something. I'm just going to see a couple of Liberators just sieging up at the front still. A couple of Marines, Marauders, and 2 Medevacs still just sat just behind these Liberators as well, so these units just sat behind the Liberators, and again, 2 Medevacs and Marines up to the top right-hand side as units just gathering up together. Colossi gathering up at depth, Sentries, the Phoenix. All of these units will join up, and you can see Advanced Ballistics start up as well, so KeeN going into that nice, quick Liberator range, trying to set up and see what else he can get up to, as these units from KeeN going to be coming down from the north to the south, setting up as well, seeing what else he can get up to in the next few moments. +1 armor coming in. We actually see the Canyon Pulse Crystals going into the Phoenix range, so I guess looking to find a better way, find a way to kind of keep on fighting against the Liberators. Like, it's not the usual response. Kind of very early on against Liberators, Protoss players are using a lot of Phoenix to kind of fight Liberators and to shut them down. I don't think it's really the right response nowadays. It's not the common response anyways, so we'll see if MacSed is able to deal with it. And as the Marines just chasing those Zealots. Going to be seeing these few Marines and Marauders around the left-hand side as well. Keeping an eye on the fourth base. I mean, a pylon goes down here, but not much else for now. 2-2 upgrades. So actually, I forgot his +2 armor for a long time here, KeeN. That +2 armor is something which is really kind of important. Like, he had such a big upgrade lead before. He had an entire set of upgrades in his favor. Now it's going to be very minimal, and the timing window is a little bit smaller as well. So I'd say that's KeeN making a bit of a mistake, which throws away one of his advantages. But it's not, it's not super game changing. It's just an advantage he had that sort of falls away a little bit now. And we're going to be seeing this command center going over towards the right-hand side. Command center will land. This turret is going to be coming up as well. And it's just KeeN establishing a fourth base while doing a good job of his map control to have delayed and denied the fourth base of the Protoss player for now. So we're going to be seeing this Nexus coming in. We'll finish momentarily. And these Marines, Marauders, and Liberators are all looking around as well to see what direction they might end up sort of going in as well here very, very soon. And it's still just gathering on up. A scan comes down once again from KeeN. Does now see that fourth base, so a little bit more information as to how exactly this is going, and we're just going to be seeing a couple of these Adepts chased away to the sides. And they actually managed to shade past towards more Marines in the natural expansion. So Adepts cleaned up KeeN with good defense throughout this so far. Now, as we're going to be seeing the units from our Protoss player all just gathering up together and going to attack in towards the fourth base of our Terran, but it's going to be a planetary fortress, so he has to be very cautious with how he decides to engage into this here. Also a very sort of narrow area because of the map layout. It means that the liberation zones will be very, very effective over the next few moments as well. Lots more units still just gathering up together here. 3 SCVs are being picked off by, I guess, just a couple of Adepts, but again, nothing too major. We're seeing this switch now from our Protoss into the Tempest. So the Tempest play starting to come on up. He's going into that more standard way of dealing with the Liberator count. As actually a Terran player makes a move down to the left-hand side. He's going to go for that 4th base, and MacSed is completely out of position here. As KeeN will just set on up over in his left-hand side. Marines and Marauders will stim on in, and these two cannons are going to go down super quickly. And well, Cross Army might come in from the other side, might come in from kind of behind to try and engage here. KeeN realizes it, immediately going to start fighting this. He leaves a lot of Liberators on siege to help fight the Phoenix. The EMPs are good as well, taking the shields off of those Phoenix, and that makes them very, very vulnerable. KeeN very content though to just take down a 4th base, or to stick in this sort of position. He didn't actually get rid of the 4th base, which is my mistake. I thought he did actually, but no, he just got rid of a couple of pylons. He might get rid of it now, and I think he'll be very happy with that, knowing he's got a 3rd base of his own, 4th base of his own. Keeping his opponent up a 4th base puts him into a nice little position to play from. So KeeN looking very fairly happy with how this is going. As we're going to be seeing those Liberators on siege and pulling away now, and 1 Marine left over to this far right-hand side. There's a few deaths come forwards and finish up a missile turret. KeeN will see now then that this 4th base is going to try and be established to the other side of things. And that's going to be maybe hit time for him to now move over to the right-hand side instead. Focus his direction or his gameplay in a different direction to help out. As you're going to see, Team Marines coming back to help against these Adepts, which have been annoying once more. And we've seen these SCVs getting taken down super quickly though. 14 workers killed. And we're going to see the Marines continuing to fight. And the Adepts trying to shade in towards the natural expansion. But there is a ball raised. And, well, will the fight continue? Let's find out. We're going to be seeing these Phoenix coming in, trying to fight the Liberators. There's Vikings here as well, though. The Viking count is super important to get rid of both Colossi and Phoenix. And it's actually going to be really nice. 4th base cancelled again. These Adepts do win out the fight against the Marines over here. But they're not really gaining much at all because they are currently sat trying to break through a wall. So that's not really doing too much as we see. Yes, so it's gathering together. A couple of SCVs going down. 4 SCVs picked off, 5, 6. This is more Adepts in the 3rd base now. So KeeN really starting to lose a lot of his economy. He has to be very, very careful. Like, if he loses too much of this, he's going to be in a bit of a tough position as we're going to be seeing these Vikings trying to fight against the Phoenix once again. Force fields come down. Don't like those force fields. They're actually force fields which keep kind of the Adepts away from the Terran army. It's a bit of a weird one. Just hurting himself, I feel, more so than anything else. Finally, these Adepts are getting cleaned up. The economic damage has been good. But I mean, MacSed needs it. He's been so far behind for so long in this. As we're going to be seeing the Marines and Marauders try and push forwards once again. Liberators setting up from a distance. And we're seeing these EMPs coming forwards once again. And, well, a couple of Colossi starting to go down. And is that a Tempest dropping a stun ability? It is. It actually goes off on a few Marauders at the front. That's kind of, I actually haven't seen it go off on any kind of bio units before, so that's pretty interesting. Pretty cool as you see more Vikings join the fray. It's going to be really nice extra Vikings to help against Colossus and Phoenix alike. Look at this. You can see MacSed starting mine out of his 3rd base. Does get the 4th up. And still KeeN positioning over to the left-hand side. Wolfison goes down here quickly. Phoenix will follow as well. Colossus continue to take a lot of damage. 1 more of them going down here. The Liberator pushing forwards. The siege zones continue to advance. As we see still, the Vikings are doing so much damage to these Phoenix, man. Like, they're killing them so quickly. That said, I feel the Phoenix do a lot of damage as well. The +2 air attacks in the game now for our Protoss player. I'm actually going to see KeeN split up. He's going to try and just come in from a couple of angles. He's just going to straight up fight this. So here we go. Comes in from the south side, which picks off this last Colossus. Now it's really just the Phoenix that are up in the sky. I guess there's a bit on the ground as well. I think KeeN may have overdone this a little bit. Kind of, oh well, has he? He's actually got way more bio than I thought he had up north. I thought he had way less than this. So we're going to be seeing this Nexus going down. Not very many Marines left over. You could probably lift those with the Phoenix and clean up here, but man, he's lost his 3rd base. Meanwhile, again, another few workers going down for the Terran player, but for the most part, it's nothing compared to losing an entire base. And of course, KeeN can just sort of move through to kind of push in towards this left-hand side base as well. Whether he actually picks it off or not, well, that's what we're about to see. That's what we're about to find out. We're going to see this pylon picked away at. Now the cannons are unpowered. And they'll just pick off 1 more cannon as he gets out of there. The Phoenix lifts are going to be good to kind of deny some of these Marauders from getting away. And so eventually here, MacSed just cleaned up a little bit more. KeeN pulling back. He needs a couple of medevacs. He lost all of those in the previous fight. And without any medevacs at all, he's obviously going to have a lot of very damaged bio. So a couple of medevacs coming into play. He revealed those for a few moments, knowing that he's done good damage anyways. And I guess he'll go back into Liberator/Viking based production to help deal with what he knows is already still kind of a big kind of air-based force. So he knows about that. As we're going to be seeing the motion core taking a couple of shots. Has to be super careful. Again, does not want to lose this. KeeN establishing a base to the top right-hand side of the map as well. 5th base is on the way up. So continue to expand while his opponents denied to very limited number of bases. At least at this point, the base that MacSed has saved is the fresher base, so he has a little bit more going for him here, like a couple extra patches still around. Obviously, a lot of fresher minerals will mine out much slower than the third base, considering the third base has mined so much already. So it just means that KeeN, that MacSed can stay in this game a little while longer, despite only really having one kind of mining base. A lot of long TvPs here today. Actually had a really great set of games today. Lots of kind of longer matches. It's been really cool to watch. Remember, KeeN plays Rush Crazy after this. And as soon as KeeN Rush Crazy is up and done, we will also bring you guys coverage of the SGL Group D from replays. Hero, Solar, Dark, and MacSed. That'll be coming up as soon as we finish up our Leifeng Cup coverage here today. Phoenix still just moving around a little bit. Having a look to see what else is going on at the moment. So Phoenix just joining up together and looking around. A couple more ghosts on the way out. Vikings, a few more Marines and Marauders all coming in here. As you can see, Liberators and Vikings moving down towards the bottom right. These units just gathering together still. Lots of Protoss, but not as much as we have Terran. And the fact that KeeN's just been able to stabilize for a few moments just means that, you know, his economy has kicked in. The economy advantage has been huge for KeeN for a long time, as you can see just there. And by sitting back for a few moments, he just enables that to kind of really come into play. And great EMPs as well. Those Phoenix losing all their shields, all of their energy, both of which are actually very important losses because it means that they're just so much less useful in this fight and post-fight. And this is going to be GG, I think, as Marines and Marauders continue to move on forwards. A stun on the ground doesn't really hit anything at all. The Tempest missing with that ability there. I was just going to be seeing 20 workers killed, and with this, he can take game number 2. And the 2-0 in the best of 3, and he will now play Rush Crazy to